Now available in paperback and Kindle, Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Learn how to avoid predatory females like Instagram models and e-girls in their virtual con games with Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Get your copy of Stop Simping in Cyberspace in paperback and Kindle today.
Better get the cool slow, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue. A Kick streamer was kicked off the platform by one of the co-owners after participating in a stunt where he took a homeless woman out on a date, then dined and dashed her.
Six. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Fuck. My car. I think I left my wallet in my car. Fuck. I'll be right back. All right. Hold on. My name's ATM, Nari. Okay. Thank you.
This is NA.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm just on stream.
You're what?
I'm just on.
Now, according to reports, a black male streamer named Dum G's decided to go and participate in a contest that the streaming site Kick was having, where a person was supposed to take a stranger out to dinner, and the person he decided to take out for dinner was a woman named Mabel, who is claimed to be homeless. Now, as they're sitting inside of a fancy restaurant, Dum G's and this woman named Mabel are having dinner, and when the bill comes for $76, this is where Dum G's decides to tell Mabel he has to get his wallet out of his car and leaves the restaurant with his camera, and as he leaves the restaurant with his camera, this is where he decides to get into a nearby vehicle that possibly is an Uber, and as he gets into this vehicle, he drives off and leaves Mabel, this homeless woman who has no money whatsoever, with a very expensive bill for this expensive restaurant, and drives off and goes on about his business. Now, the entire clip of this date, which was supposed to be an entry for a contest on the Kick streaming website for $50,000 to take a stranger out, went viral all across social media, and this entire incident basically led to the Kick website getting a major black eye as related to its optics for its contest due to the egregious behavior that Dum G's wound up participating in. And as Dum G's participated in this behavior, this is where one of the Kick co-founders decided to do some damage control as related to the tarnishing of their image, and came on social media saying that Dum G's took advantage of the contest, and as a result of his egregious behavior, would be banned from the platform as a result. And right now, one of the co-founders of Kick, Bihan Tehrani, is now looking for this woman, Mabel, to give her $50,000 because of the way she was horribly mistreated by Dum G's. Now, this incident by Dum G's is all part of a disturbing trend that has been going on with streamers and those social media influencers, and this behavior is where they go out here and pull these kinds of extreme stunts as related to these events that go on, and they go out here and look to participate in the most egregious behavior in the efforts to go out here and get clicks and views. And as they go out here looking to get clicks and views, they basically show how little moral position they have and how little values they have, because it's just extremely egregious to, one, go out here and take a homeless woman out to dinner. I mean, the whole point of the contest was to take a stranger out, and what this guy does is go out here and look to exploit a homeless woman in an effort to try to go get more clicks and views, And then as he looks to exploit this homeless woman, he goes out here and looks to humiliate this homeless woman. And this is what really shows how cruel and inhumane this guy, Dum Dum Cheese, is, and how not really smart he is as related to the big picture of his image on social media. Now, the optics of this entire incident, are ones that are quite reprehensible and show how this man basically has no sort of conscience whatsoever. I mean, this guy has absolutely no conscience whatsoever if he's going to invite a woman who is homeless out to dinner and invite her out to dinner with malice aforethought, with the intent of basically abandoning her with a bill that he knows she doesn't have the money for, and does this again because he thinks this is going to get him a reaction online, and a reaction online that he basically thinks is going to get him the most clicks and views, and basically look to go viral, not thinking about how optically this is going to look for him as related to his values and his character. Moreover, he's not looking at how optically bad this is going to look for his brand, because again, if this is just for a contest to get $50,000, he could have basically done something extremely positive. But when it comes to social media, a lot of people think that if they do something extremely egregious, this will basically yield them a positive result, because bad publicity for them is better than doing something good. Doing something good, they believe, won't get them clicks and views. So what they do is go out here and look to orchestrate a stunt that they believe will get them attention. And then when they get to have to deal with the blowback, this is where they go out here and pull the entire statement out, talking about how it's a skit. Now, this is the kind of thing that people do when they want to avoid accountability, and I've seen this done 2 times. I saw it done with a woman who went to an oyster restaurant with a guy who she knew she wasn't interested in, and ordered 8 plates of oysters in Atlanta. And I remember a second woman who went on a tantrum when her date couldn't take her to a fancy restaurant and offered to take her to the Cheesecake Factory. And in both of those cases, when those women were held accountable for their egregious and reprehensible behavior, that's when they decided to try to pedal back things and then try to spin things, saying, oh, this was a skit. And this is no joke whatsoever in both of those cases. And that's what Dum Dum G's is trying to do, believing that this whole excuse will keep him from being held accountable for his egregious actions, and held accountable for egregious actions he needs to be held accountable for, because it's reprehensible to go out here and take a homeless woman out to a fancy restaurant, a woman who has no money and has no way of being able to pay for this dinner, because they don't have any money at that point, because they're struggling as related to things, and take that person out there and basically abandon them with that bill. That's just cruel and inhumane when you really think about it, and it shows how Dum Dum G's, in his efforts to go out here and try to get attention, shows how he's not a very smart person, because in this whole stunt to get that $50,000, he went down to $0 because he just got kicked off the platform. And after getting kicked off the Kick platform, he basically destroyed his entire reputation, showing how he didn't have any critical thinking whatsoever, because if he really wanted to win this contest to take a stranger out, he could have just took this same woman out to a nice little coffee shop or a red and white chicken place and got her a 2-piece, or he could have took her to a Chinese place and got her some shrimp fried rice. And again, he could have gone out here and streamed a very nice date, and he could have gained a lot of respect and also had some optics that could have been positive. Unfortunately, no, this guy decided to go into the gutter, and as he decided to go into the gutter, he basically was out here looking to get a cheap pop by, again, humiliating this woman, all because he was looking to get those clicks and views, and look to get those clicks and views without the regard for another human being. And that just shows me how social media is turning anti-social. I mean, I go in depth on this in my book, Stop Simping in Cyberspace, because there are a lot of people who basically go online, and they go online not looking to improve the quality of people's lives. No, they go online looking to go out here and try to elevate their social status by degrading another person. And that's where I got a problem with dumb G's, a just dumb person, or I would dare to say an evil person, because you have to be a special brand of evil to do something this cruel, and do something this cruel and then go out here and try to go out here and make the excuse that it's a skit. No, that excuse doesn't fly anymore. No, people are tired of hearing this when these guys go on these streams, or they go out here and put up videos on places like TikTok and go out here and they get some blowback. When they get the blowback, then they want to go out here and resort to the excuse of it being a skit. Well, there's not anything funny about participating in just, again, reprehensible and unethical behavior, because it's unethical to go out here and ask a homeless woman out on a date in an effort to humiliate her, and it's just absolutely disgusting to leave her with a bill. I mean, this is just, again, just absolutely disgusting and immoral behavior, and it's not the kind of behavior that any business like Kick would want to have as related to their business, because it makes that business look optically bad. I mean, the owner of Kick, again, did the right thing of kicking this guy off their platform, because his behavior as related to a contest would basically violate those rules. Now, while the rules said you can take out a stranger, again, it meant for you to take out somebody in your social circle that you basically didn't really know very well, or somebody that was in around a social circle that you didn't know that well. And again, take that person out for an evening where you would respect that person and treat that person the way you would want to be treated, and possibly get to know someone, and we would see how this interaction would work. Again, this was, if you were an ethical person, you could do this type of event and tape it online and get great numbers. But this guy was looking to, again, go into the sewer and go into the gutter to go out here and look to get the big numbers. But the big numbers basically cost him everything in the long term, because he was thinking in the short term the way many cyber simps think, because cyber simps oftentimes all they're thinking about is getting infamous for a moment. But the whole thing is the infamy after you get it for a moment. You may never be able to go to another platform, because people look at you and they look at your character and they see somebody they can't trust. And when they see somebody they can't trust, they don't really want you on their platform. They don't want somebody on their platform who does cruel things like this, because if you could do this to another human being, there's no telling what you're capable of. No telling what you're capable of as related to things. And again, this is why the owner, one of the co-founders, Bihan Tarani, yes, he went out here and wanted to give this woman $50,000, because the way this woman was humiliated was damaging to their brand, damaging to their business, and this woman could possibly sue basically on the cruel way she was treated. Again, this violated the rules of that contest, I would believe, because if the rules were, okay, take a stranger out, it didn't mean you take someone out to humiliate them. It meant you go out on a date and, again, look to show how you're going to socially interact. Again, this guy basically broke the rules as related to that date and broke moral rules. And again, this is not a good look for this company. And what this company wants to do is protect its image and its reputation. And this is why Dumb G's was basically kicked off the platform, and kicked off the platform because he deserved to be kicked off the platform, because this type of behavior is not something you want to push on your platform optically. I mean, it's just not a good look for your business. And again, this guy talks about how it's a prank and how it's a joke, but I don't see how anything is funny here. I mean, he says that he got Mabel to participate in the ruse, but how could he do that if they can't find Mabel? I mean, if you went down and found Mabel to go out here and have her do this, it just shows how this guy has no sense of character whatsoever. And again, this is not how you get views and clicks. No, I can go out here and get views and clicks by just talking to people and just do this in an intelligent fashion. And I know that there's a positive way to go out here and get things and not go to these lows like I've seen that lady with the oyster who ordered all those oyster plates, or the Cheesecake Factory lady. No, that type of behavior is the kind of behavior that we online have to hold people accountable for, because that lowest common denominator of behavior, this is not something you do to build up your site. It doesn't build up your professional reputation. It doesn't build your brand. No, it may shock people for a minute, but it winds up alienating a lot of people because they start looking at you with a side eye. And as they look at you with a side eye, they start looking at you and going, if you'll do this to someone, there's no telling what you're capable of. I'll repeat that for people again because some people just don't get it. But again, this is not the type of behavior any company would want for their brand. This is not the type of behavior anybody would want. Now, this guy sits there and tries to say that he rigged things. But no, what you did here was, again, extremely egregious. And again, this is not how you get your streams up, because when it comes to content, I've been a content creator for over about 12 to 13 years, and this is not how you get your numbers up. Again, you might get a quick spike in your numbers, but people were going to, again, look at you with that side eye and say, if he'll make this type of content, there's no telling how low he will go. And this is one of the most lowest things. I mean, to go out here and take a homeless woman out here to basically set up this kind of stunt. And again, this is not how you market your business, because not all attention is good attention. And this is something that some people who don't understand how to build an online presence don't understand. Not all attention is good attention, because how people come out looking at you is basically how you're going to make an impression on them. And that how you got people looking at you is how you build your brand and your audience. And the worst way you could build your brand and your audience is to go out here and do people bad, because that's going to leave a bad taste in people's mouths. And from this whole stunt at the restaurant, it just leaves a sour taste in people's mouths that you could dehumanize a homeless person like this. I mean, you could go out here and dehumanize a homeless person like this. Is cruel, and it's so cruel. And what's sad is this guy, even after being banned, showed how he has no remorse, because it's all about clicks and views for him. And it shows me how sick some of these cyber simps are, how depraved they and how far they'll go for attention, for clicks and views. Because if it's that bad, if people are that addicted to clicks and views, then something's really wrong with them. And it's really got to be something wrong with somebody who would just basically look to destroy another human being just to get those clicks and views and get that dopamine rush. I mean, this is what a dopamine fiend looks like. A dopamine fiend, again, looks to go out here and try to get the biggest numbers without regard for another human being. And that kind of behavior is monstrous in my eyes. It just shows me how low society has gone and how toxic this social media sewer has become over the last 5 to 10 years. Now, if you want to learn how to identify online predators and learn how to identify online predatory behavior like Dum G's possibly participated in, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping in Cyberspace, on Amazon.com. And in that book, I go in depth on all of the behaviors that are antisocial online and the kind of behavior that people participate online because they believe they have the anonymity of the internet to participate in egregious behavior in the real world, and how that behavior really reflects badly on them and on the society that we have, because if people will do this behavior online, they'll be just as cruel in real life, and that is the most disturbing thing to come out of this entire situation. Now, you can find Stop Simping in Cyberspace on online booksellers like Amazon.com, but you can also find it at other online booksellers and paperbacks such as Barnes & Noble, Walmart, and Target, and in digital platforms like Draft to Digital, Google Play, and other online booksellers all over the world. And if you want to see me make more videos talking about things that went online and taking stuff to the barbecue, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App to help me stay on the air and hope to continue to produce quality content. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available for the first time in paperback. Stop Simping in the Workplace. Men, learn what you need to know in order to protect your job from workplace predators with Stop Simping in the Workplace. Available in paperback at online booksellers everywhere. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. The Man Crisis. Learn why so many men are struggling to find their way in an increasingly gynocentric world in The Man Crisis. Get your copy of The Man Crisis in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.
Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.